out. So, Andre, this question goes through to yourself is how? How do you guys actually stand? What do you do differently to the normal agents that go, hey, I have a listing, I'm going to put it on P24, I'm going to get so many buyers, I'm going to sell all these properties. What do you do differently that elevates you to stand out?
That's a very comprehensive question, actually, Stuart. But yeah, on today's day, where are you going?
No, that's a long answer.
Yeah, look, there's just so much, Stuart, but the main thing is you've got to embrace technology. It's the future. They are at the forefront of technology. Nobody will ever catch up. And so the systems they had that I saw then already was just next level. Often us agents, I mean, this is the thing, you've got a business to run, you really need to know that the systems, what do the systems entail and what have you really got at your disposal, because it's quite amazing. So we're not just agents, we are business people. We just need to see ourselves as such. And EXP, we're in partnership with EXP and they provide us these platforms and they're just advancing them all the time. And a guy like Glenn Sanford at the helm, who started a cloud-based business in 2009, the technology is just going at a pace you cannot understand, and they're keeping up and they're at the forefront. So I'm going to run through a couple of the systems that we have in place, and just to give you guys an idea, as an agent, what's available for you. And I want to show you the technology we have. I'm only going to be busy for about another hour and a half. I'm on the graveyard shift after these two professionals. And if you do have to leave, the bouncer back there is here and is going to stop you. So rather don't. Just smile and look friendly and it'll help me. Thanks a lot. Okay, so all the technology we have available, I'm going to go through it quickly, just sort of brush on it, but just so you get a better idea of what we do have as agents. So there, Stuart touched on this earlier, that's your dashboard, so every EXP gets one, you log in there, and all your systems are on hand that you need to run your business. Right, first one, the real estate platform. I'm not going to go in depth into that. That is our listing system. So just go to the next one. I mean, that's where you would load all your listings, etc., put in all the media and so on and so forth. There is a lot more in there. What is very nice is once the property sells there, you just change the status to sold, put in all the details, etc., etc. It feeds through it, then it disappears off listings and goes through to transactions. On the left, that's over there, and there you will see it sitting there pending until registration takes place, and it's all very transparent. You'll see exactly what you're going to get, whether you've capped or not. It's so much 25 to company, that's what you're going to get in the bank. Everything is just very transparent and very good, and there's a very good CRM in there as well. Okay, and then just in this listing system, we've also got quite some handy AI built in. For instance, if you load your images, now sometimes you've usually got a professional photographer, but we all know sometimes you've got to shoot a house on the fly, it's an open mandate or whatever, go and do a couple of photos and they don't look too great. Within our system, you can't really read that, but you can do photo enhancements, sky replacements, grass repair if it's a bit brown and so you're not lying to people, you just it wasn't taken today, it was taken last week when the grass was still green. So you've got that type of all that type of AI. This is just happening with EXP. The AI is coming in hard and fast. That's one of the examples. In the same sense, I mean, it'll tell you once you've done a listing, okay, here's a couple of AI suggestions. It runs through your listing, gives you suggestions what you can do to improve your listing. It's not just for Property 24 scores, it's for SEO, search engine optimization, and everything. Here, for instance, you'll see it says, but this room looks like a bedroom. Why don't you label it a bedroom? This room looks like that. And this is actually, it's great, firstly for search engine optimization, like Harvey and I will have a discussion. Also, in future, you're going to see just now, I'm going to show ChatGPT how it describes an image. For the future, this is what this is moving towards. And once you've labeled your rooms, it's going to describe that room for you, and you could create a listing description from it. So it's moving fast, and yeah, we're at the forefront. Then from that same red system, obviously, it goes through to Property 24 and private property and so on. And as Stuart did mention, it also gets global exposure. It goes through automatically to just globally. Quite an extensive Some of it is paid, but I think there's about 30 portals, international portals that it just feeds through automatically. And I'll just show you one or two examples there as well. So it feeds through from your rep, which goes to probably 3-4, goes to this as well. There you can see actually what your listing looks like, the original listing in English. And then you can go look at any of the countries it fed through to. There's the German, translated into German immediately. Now the German guys are busy browsing, they're reading in German, etc., etc. Next thing you get an inquiry. Now you go into the rep system, you get an inquiry on your email, you will get it in English. On your rep system, you can also see it in English, and you can see the original inquiry. So there's so someone inquired on our place in Woodbridge Island in German. We get the inquiry in English. Lydia takes over actually communicating on email. Hers goes back in English, the person sees it in German, and this is how it works. It's like quite amazing. Just another one. I mean, that was a French one. I don't know what that says, but here it says they would like to arrange a viewing, etc., etc. Okay. Then EXP's iBid platform. This is a bidding platform, but it's much more than that, and it's not an auction platform. So again, from within Rep, you could feed your listings through to this if you so wish. It's basically, it really is a convenient offer management system with many, many possibilities. So one of them, for instance, is you could just use it simply for a digital offer process. So just you get what you do is from Rep, you actually just click a button on the listing, and it feeds through to the iBid system. You just put in the property details, the seller details, all sorts of other questions that gets asked for you. You can upload the property condition report, etc. Then it sits there. Now, if you get a person who wants to make an offer, you can simply send him a link. He goes onto this, he fills in all his details, what's his offer, the questions get asked. How much is your offer? How are you going to be paying for it? How much is cash? How much is bond? Occupation dates, all the rest. You've pre-populated the offer with certain questions like which certificates are required, and then obviously the buyer will upload his IDs and stuff. Now you get a digital, if I can carry on to that. So from Rep, you just simply feed it through. End of the day, after all that, you've got a digital offer. So your buyer now goes, you send him a link. He now answers all the questions. Completely populated. That is the EXP offer to purchase document. Now it's populated and it becomes an offer to purchase. At this stage, it's still digital. Nevertheless, the buyer has to sign it digitally. We know it's not valid yet, but now you've got the offer, you can present it to your seller, and then if all goes well, you just go and sign it manually. But you can also use it as a bidding system. So let's take an example if you've got a property that's quite a hot property. Now suddenly, the first day you've got 10 viewings, 5 people want to make an offer, you can scrounge around trying to get to them to write their offers, and you waste time because one is 300,000 below asking price, etc. Now you just send all those guys a link, and you can set it up as a bidding system with an expiration date. So now the first guy goes, he makes an offer of $1 million. Great. You get notification, you've got an offer. Second guy goes in, he wants to make an offer, he immediately gets informed that there is already an offer of X amount. So now he can decide if he wants to up that offer. You get the notification, there's a second offer, right? First buyer also gets a notification saying, okay, your offer is now lower than the next offer, and so on and so forth. Fourth guy comes on. So eventually you can sit with 4 or 5 offers. When it expires, you can present them all to your seller and decide which one is the best. I mean, this is just taking so much of the schlep out of our work, when sometimes you've got to run around between buyers doing things, and it makes it much easier. Okay, all this technology available. Global Marketing Center, again, Stuart touched on that. I'm going to run through that. This is like EXP's Canva for property. So you can create all sorts of things. Stuart went through that. What I want to show you is a very cool feature. So once we've created a listing in Rec, which is now feeding through to the portals, shortly after you've created that listing, in your email, you get an email like this. So for your listing in Exeter Heights, you can access a marketing toolkit. Click on there and it takes you, now it's taken that property and it's created a whole marketing kit for you, which you can customize the wording and change the images, but it's got that property's details there. So then you can, for that is the property. It creates a one-page sort of website that you can send people to, all sorts of social media posts and flyers and things like that, all right at your fingertips. Okay. Now I want to touch a bit on social media marketing, specifically paid ads. We found, and I've been doing paid marketing on social media for a long time in Facebook. and Instagram's Meta these days. And Lydia can vouch that probably in the last 2 years, about 40 to 50% of our sales have been coming from that specifically. Property 24 is a bit of a dying breed. Yes, the properties will sell on there, but we all know at the moment we're battling, and especially in this market, because Property 24 is limited. You know, you put your property, let's just take Uitzig. I'm going to put a property on Uitzig. I'm relying on the fact that a buyer is going into Property 24 and he's searching in Uitzig, firstly. Secondly, he's putting in the price range that my property falls in. So if he's searching in the area next door, he won't see that ad. He also won't get a notification on his email because he set up the parameters next door. With paid marketing, you are able to, you know, go and fetch buyers next door, because now you're just showing up in his feed on Facebook. You respond to one of those sponsored ads, and you can target it. So you're going to find people there that will react to your ads, where usually they wouldn't have on Property 24 because of a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's just outside the price bracket they put in, but they might still be interested. It's in the area next door, which maybe they didn't even know existed, but they would be interested. And then thirdly, we sell a lot of properties to people who are not in the market to buy, but they're intending to be in the market to buy next week. But next week becomes next week, and next week becomes next month. But here you show up on the social media feed and I say, "See, we've been talking about this, let's go and have a look at this," stuff like that. So anyway, but doing paid marketing on Facebook is quite technical. I mean, it took me a while to really get there. When you try and place an ad in Facebook's business back end, it's not that easy. There's lots of options you've got to navigate and things like that. So you get a company called Flow Marketing that have decided to make it easy specifically for agents. Sorry. So they create a platform that makes it very easy for you to place ads. So they charge a subscription for their services. So for their platform, you pay a monthly subscription. We don't, it's included in EXP. And then, of course, you would still pay the normal ad spend to Facebook. But it makes it very, very easy. So now, from our dashboard, we just click there, we go into your Flow Marketing campaign, and it's as easy as, I know this looks very busy, but it'll just give you an idea. Then you simply choose what type of ad you want to run. Your listings, your own listings are now fed through from rep to here. So they're sitting there. So you choose which listing you want to advertise. Then you've got the listing. Now you can pull through that listing's photos. So choose which photo you want to use. You can obviously customize the text and stuff. And that is the ad that would be appearing on Facebook or Instagram in people's feeds. Then next, of course, you're going to decide who you want to see that ad. So you can target certain areas. You could target the area that the property is in, or maybe areas next door. This was a Woodbridge Island property, so I'm going to target the other coastal areas as well, where people might be looking for properties like Sea Point or whatever. You can choose the age, etc. Right. Then you choose your budget. So how much you want to spend. This is now what you're paying to Facebook. So you can choose how much you want to spend, how long you want to run the ad, etc. And then it goes through, and the other big plus here is with Flow Marketing, it creates, so when the guy sees the ad, he clicks on it, he gets to a landing page with full details of the property and all the photos, and then from there you get the contact on your WhatsApp. And this is, Facebook marketing has been extremely successful for us. Okay, now here is something very few people know about, even EXP agents. It's very new. This is an EXP, okay, this is a thing called Home Hunter. It is a browser extension. So when you're in Google Chrome or wherever and you're searching it, you can install extensions, right? So you install this, so you send this to your client and you say, put this on your Chrome, and then when you're in any portal, such as Property 24 or Private Property or whatever, and you see a property you like, you save it to Home Hunter. Now you've got one place. You don't have to go next time wondering what you've been seeing, which properties you like. You've got one place in Home Hunter, says you like this Property 24 one, you like that Private Property one, etc. And it doesn't end there. So now this is what happens. So this is, firstly, it's an excellent tool for your clients. They're going to love you for it. But secondly, of course, it's an EXP app. So, okay, this is what it looks like. So you are on Property 24. This is the property you like. So you go and you save the property. Later, you can go and see all your saved properties there, you now as the client. But while you're busy, it starts making suggestions to you. Have you seen this property? Have you seen that property? And all those properties are in the nearby area on the EXP South Africa website. So if he goes there, he's going to EXP South Africa. So it could even be open mandate that you haven't got on Property 24 or whatever. But it's now referring extra business back to you. So it's okay, and it's going to go further than this, where your client will be able to give you permission that you can actually see his profile, so you can actually go and look at what he's been looking at and stuff like that. But that's still coming. But an excellent marketing tool for us and a great tool for your clients. Workplace, Stuart touched on that as well. So workplace and work chat is our communication, collaboration, referral system within EXP, where all 89,000 agents are in one place. It's developed by Facebook, so it looks a lot like Facebook when you're in there, but it's closed Facebook for companies. So this is just EXP's. I think they've got the biggest workplace account in the world. So you're able to collaborate with 89,000 agents. One or two examples. This is what it looks like. So it's like Facebook, and you could join groups, you can create groups, like referral groups, or maybe city groups, or whatever. But so when you are now, this is an example of a block of flats we have. So we put it on the EXP South Africa referrals group. We were competing with four agencies, open mandates, 30 million rand place. Put it on the group. We didn't have a buyer. How many of you have a buyer in your pocket right now, basically cash buyers, for a 30 million rand block of apartments, fully tenanted? It's just not like that. And in other companies, I wouldn't have known who to go, because I would have to have known which agent maybe somewhere in the country would have had it. So we put it on this thing. Within 4 days, we had a viewing with about 5 or 6 potential buyers. So you just get all the EXP agents from around the country. Now, yeah, I've got a big investor. I've got a guy who does lots of rentals. This. They put them through. The ones that are interested, we send them more information. We had them there all in one day. We got 3 cash offers. Our valuation was 25 million. The offers were all between 22 million and 28 million. Unfortunately, the seller is very unrealistic with his asking price, so we haven't sold it yet. But it's an example of the power of the collaboration within EXP. I have to mention another example. Shania, our daughter there, I mean, they just fearless, they no tech. And so one of our agents had an hotel on the West Coast that she needed to sell. It was going nowhere. Obviously, it's a Property 24, some little town on the coast. Shania says, well, can I help you market? So she goes into Workplace. What does she do? She goes and searches internationally amongst all the EXP agents who's maybe created groups because they've got buyers for hotels, etc., etc. And lo and behold, there's 1 or 2 groups for that. She put it on there. Got an agent, I don't know if it was in Canada, he knew a guy in Dubai, and the buyer is in Australia. And it's gone quite a long way already. They're now already at the non-disclosure agreement. That's just the power of it. Where would you ever know where are you going to find a buyer for a hotel on the West Coast? Apart from putting it on Property 24. Okay, good example. Just one more example here with Stuart over here. So that's the coaching and training group. Stuart's training is absolutely phenomenal. So we all belong to the coaching and training group. You can go on here. So Stuart does live training every day on all sorts of topics. You can go and get the recordings there. If he was using a file, like let's say he did CMA training and he's using an Excel file in the training, then you can watch the video for that, and you can also go to the files tab and you'll be able to download the file. It's just the collaboration, the communication is just fantastic within Workplace. And then, of course, just to top it off, a little bit of AI within Workplace. So we have a little chatbot called Luna, who's been trained on all things EXP. So if you're wondering about something, once again, you don't have to always get hold of anybody. You go and speak to Luna. I mean, there I was asking something that's more to do with revenue share. I was asking a very technical question about revenue share and frontline qualifying agents, and I got a complete answer from Luna. And then, then I asked, where can I find logos for marketing for EXP South Africa? It was just a test question. Told me exactly, go to the marketing center, click on this tile, go there, you'll get the logos. If you don't come right, send an email to that. That's all instant. You don't have to wait for somebody at the office to answer your call or answer your email and then tell you they don't actually know or whatever. AI, again, it's all within Workplace. Okay, let's move on to the future of it. the future today. Okay, so EXP.world, Stuart touched on. Obviously, that is where we have our avatars, where we have our support staff, where we have everything, and it sounds a bit sort of airy-fairy, but it works. So I'm not going to go too much onto the sort of office part of it, but yeah, so that's support. There's our support offices within the world. You go in there, all the support staff that you're seeing here today, they've all got offices there. You make an appointment, you go and see them. You've got a problem in their offices, you share your screen with them, they share their screen with you, sort out the problem, all done and dusted. If we're having training or otherwise maybe agent update meetings, auditoriums, just the technology, and they can just set up multiple display screens and flash from one to the other. It is amazing. But what's more amazing is that every agent, because EXP.world is developed by a company called Verbella, and obviously EXP years ago when they saw this was working, they bought Verbella. So EXP agents get free space within this world to create their own space. So you can go and create your own space there where you could meet clients, you could meet other agents. If you've got a team, you can use a team, whatever, with all the technology in there at your disposal. This is just an example of a very simple type of room where I could send clients in and they can read up all about Lydia and I. You can click and go to our website and you can put your listings up there. That's in its most basic form. So you put those things on the wall yourself. I know it sounds strange, but this is another space. If you have a team, you could set up offices. There are various types of environments you can choose from, and you can set up spaces like that. I think you can set up 3 spaces per agent, if I'm not mistaken. Within that space, the technology. So if I'm meeting a client from Germany, yeah, I just tested it. This is me speaking, and this is Lydia. So we're in from 2 computers with 2 profiles. So if I'm meeting a client from Germany, I can be speaking in English. Their language is set to German, and it will be translating immediately and live to them. And then they speak back in German, again, in 30 languages, I think it is. So I just tested it on Afrikaans. So I was saying whatever I was saying, and it was translating perfectly. Hi, Lydia, how are you? But in Afrikaans. Hallo Lydia, hoe gaan het met jou? Waarmee kan ek help? Kom ons kyk na die listings wat hier beskikbaar is. It was just amazing. So that you've got in 30 languages. You can meet with people, and language is no longer a barrier. Right. So here's just various ways you could set up your thing. You can do all sorts of things on the walls. You can click through to web pages. You can put up screens like that where you, or your clients, or your customers, whoever's with there, could share their screens, could share their webcams while you're all in there. You can put up videos on the wall, PDF documents. You want to run through an OTP page by page. Everything can be in that space, and you're meeting with clients or whoever, and you can go through all that. You can put your listings up there. So now you're standing there with a client or a few clients. You can make those listings feed through to virtual tours or to videos, or even just to the listing photos, so that you're actually discussing it with them while you're all in this space. And then the most amazing technology. So they say, "Yeah, well, that's great. I like that house. Now, what's the neighborhood like?" Oh, well, lo and behold, all we do is within EXP World, you just open the Google Street View app. Put the address in. There you and your client end up standing in the street of Google Street View, and you say, "Look left, this is the house we're talking about. Oh, look on the right here." And you, like in Google Street View, you walk around, show them the dam on the right, etc. The technology is just next level. Okay, and just to top it all off, of course, within there's all sorts of AI, image editing. There's so much you can do here. Just did 1 or 2 basic things. That was the original photo. I simply said, "Please change the color of the couches to blue." That happened. I said, "Change the color of the largest couch to grey." That happened. What's not on here, you can say, "Replace that couch." Maybe you've just taken a photo. The thing is, there's just something disgusting there. You don't want to change the furniture, because you're not selling the furniture anyway. So you're not selling the furniture. Just say, "Oh, just replace. Please replace that with something else." And it'll happen. Okay, so again, AI, everywhere you go, there's AI. And you saw Luna just now. This is our own little bot in our own little space, which we've created. So you can create a bot. It'll be connected to ChatGPT in any case, so whatever. But You can feed it with your own information, so it's also got extra, more property related, area related, whatever information about you. So you'll see our bot here is called Lydia, because Lydia is the smartest agent around. So, and you just ask a question. Now I have fed in a document into our bot, into Lydia. Didn't have to. She's got all this information in her head, but here I've got to feed it into Lydia. So I feel I've got video scripts, all sorts of things, footnotes, 72-hour clause. Okay, just put it all in a Word document, saying, here we go. Here's extra information. You must please use it. People ask you questions. So I just ask the question, please explain the term footnotes to me, and it comes out. It's a Dutch term meaning this, that, with all faults, etc. So your client could be there again in the future, not even in the future, today, getting customer support from you without you being there.
Sure.
Okay. Touched on these, we're not going to go into this, just other systems we have available from Opta. You've got your lifestyle and property reports now on version 2, which is great. The virtual agent, 60 free owner credits per day, numbers that you can draw if you need to contact people. We've got a choice of 3 CRMs. We've got the red system in any case, but you can also choose prop or prop data, and then snap it over there. Easy commission advance. It's a click of a button if you do need to get an advance on your money. And then I know Fika is our favorite thing. I've got to mention DocFox, because agents are going to be getting in trouble soon. People do not realize how strict the Fika laws at the moment. You think just collect an ID and this. You've got to be doing now. DocFox is a system again that you subscribe to, hundreds of rands a month, I'm not sure, included in EXP. They pay it for us. So you've got to go and load your documents up there. It does fancy things like it'll validate the ID number and name to the Department of Home Affairs, just to make sure that that name is that ID number, etc. Now, obviously, they check your proof of address, stuff like that, but they go and check all these lists, which is things you're supposed to be doing. And if something comes out later and you hadn't done these things, you're going to be in big trouble. Now, while I'm busy uploading it, I've just uploaded the ID, I'm still busy creating a profile, and DocFox is busy doing these checks. Anti-money laundering lists, it checks politically exposed persons lists in South Africa, etc. So once that's done, you're in the clear. It's an amazing system, and we're part of that. That's the big thing. So we won't be getting into any trouble. Mm-hmm. Like Khadi says, very strict. Unfortunately, that's just that. You will not get paid your commission if you're fixing it in order. But that's the way it should be. Yeah. Okay. Outside of EXP's Opta, I've always got to say a little bit about artificial intelligence. I'm not going to say too much. I mean, okay, we can talk a little bit of ChatGPT. I'm just going to give 2 handy little tips if they're going to help you. Because we did a long webinar on ChatGPT, and it covers a whole lot of aspects which we could send to you if you want, of easy ways to use ChatGPT in real estate. But I also found people sometimes they don't know what to ask ChatGPT. So one of the easiest things to do with ChatGPT when you don't know what to ask ChatGPT is ask ChatGPT to tell you what you must ask ChatGPT. Yeah. Here's an example. So for an agent biography, we all need an agent biography. I'm going out of that first. So you need an agent biography for your, wherever you are. I mean, people must read about you, right? And the more they get to know you, so it's on your website, it's the About Us page, it's on your Facebook profile, wherever. But you don't really know what to say about yourself. You start writing, and it usually takes you 10 days, and I don't really know what to say. So here's the way to do it. Hi ChatGPT, I'm a real estate agent in South Africa looking to create a compelling biography for my online presence. Tell ChatGPT who she is in this instance. Please assume the role of a professional copywriter and ask me a series of questions to gather the necessary information about my background, etc., etc., etc. Then use my responses to write a professional and engaging biography for me. So now you don't have to think too much. There comes ChatGPT. Says, okay, great, I'd be happy to help you. Here are some questions to get started. Okay, so now it's going to take you maybe 10 minutes to answer the questions, and then feel free to provide as much detail as you can. And once I have your responses, I'll craft a professional and engaging biography for you, and it'll be so personalized. I mean, the more you just put a bit of effort into answering those questions. And this you can do with almost anything with ChatGPT. Here's another example. You want to write a listing description, you don't have to always think about it. You can use this for every single listing description. You say, hi ChatGPT, I'm a real estate agent and I'm looking to create good listing descriptions. Please assume the role of a real estate copywriter and ask me a series of questions to gather the necessary information about any specific listing, so that you would be able to create a compelling listing description of approximately 400 words. You can change that to how many words, etc. Then use my responses to write a professional and engaging listing description. So there come the questions. Please tell me all this about the property and etc. about the area and whatever. If you provide that, I will create a professional and engaging listing description for you. And you'll be surprised. You just put in enough detail that you don't have to be creative. And this is just so much better. At the moment, we're getting so many generic listing descriptions being put out there from ChatGPT. It's looking a bit stupid. Every single, whether it's an apartment, a townhouse, a home, or a block of flats, it's always nestled in a lovely suburb. Anyway. Right, so that's that. We were in red just now when we said it would be labeling bedrooms, and in the future it will be using that to describe your rooms and create a listing right in red from your images. I just want to show you how it actually works. So in ChatGPT now, in the paid version, in the free version you get a very limited amount every day you can do this, but nevertheless, this is just to show you the technology. So I uploaded that photo onto ChatGPT. That's a real photo of a listing we had in Bloberg. All I said was, please describe this room in Bloberg without describing the furniture. That's because I learned, I don't want the furniture described. I'm not selling the furniture. And there you go. Now you can do this obviously with a whole house. And you can upload 10 images at a time. And then you can obviously tell it to make it shorter or longer. But nevertheless, the most fantastic, now I just said Bloberg, but from the image it's still saying bright and spacious, and it has stunning views of Table Mountain and the Atlantic Ocean. This is its description coming out just from a photo. And this versatile space is perfect for enjoying scenic views and relaxing in a serene environment. The room's decor incorporates nautical accents, adding a coastal charm to the overall ambience. Fantastic. That it looks at the photo and it's describing the actual photo. And you can do this with your whole listing. This is the future, and actually this is being incorporated very soon into Red. Okay. That's it. I'm not going to go into this. That's just basics, ChatGPT, etc. There's so many AI applications that are coming out daily that will help us stage your homes, if it's an empty home or whatever, just from the images, video, how to create videos, video repurposing, creating images, creating music, lots of things. Most of them are paid subscriptions, but we've got to start getting with it. My suggestion just always is use ChatGPT. It's the basic, and get used to that, because when you get used to talking to ChatGPT with the prompts and things, get used to the fact that it's a chat and that you'll get results. All these other things are going to work in the same way. They work on prompts. You've got to learn to sort of converse with these things. And that is it. Thank you very much.